Hey, just like to describe a few of the joints we used in this this work table. We used several mortise and tenons, and just a mortise. But this is probably one of the more traditional styles. Is a dovetail that has a housing, and I use this a lot in timber framing. And you don't really need any mechanical fasteners for this joint. You've got your dovetail tab, and you have, whatever this is going inside a housing, whatever you decide. I mean, I picked 3/4 of an inch, and that's going to be the load bearing, because you can see down in the pocket here, you've got 3/4 of an inch here that that this will be load bearing. And kind of, we did this in timber framing a lot with collar ties, and basically you scribe all your lines out. I like to make this part first, but it really don't matter wherever your pencil lines are. But you just kind of pull it in, and it pulls itself in. And you don't really need any glue or any mechanical fasteners at all, but I like to, because wood moves all the time, and I think there's nothing wrong with putting a screw in there. And these other joints, they're through mortise and tenon. Well, these two long ones are through mortise and tenon. This is one continuous piece all the way through both legs. And the one in the front is a false mortise and tenon through joint. And I have a mechanical screw in here holding. This part has a tenon that goes in a housing that I didn't go all the way through. I just used a screw, and you make your little plug there, and it looks like you've through mortise and tenon that joint. And that's basically all the joints we did in this table. They went from complex to fairly simple.
So which one's the most complex out of all those?
The dovetail and the through mortise and tenon. What I was saying, let me get my tri-square. This is a handy tool to register marks from one side of the wood to the other. So when I'm laying out joinery, I know where this is registering here. I can square my line around, and I know I'm going to be at the same depth on this side of the wood. You see there, you can...
oh yeah, okay.
Like on the back side here, when you lay this out with when I lay this out for that hole, I've got my line there, and I can square my line around. Lock this square down, and when you transfer it to the other side, you're going to be going in the right direction there.
It's the same depth.
For your mortise. Yeah, this joint here, that's the through tenon that goes all the way through the post. There's several ways you can fasten this in there. You can put a wedge here, a tapered wedge.
Yeah.
That will draw everything tight. That would be more traditional. Or what I do on this particular piece is I used a dowel. I pre-drilled holes, and I marked my tenon where the hole was, and I backed it just a little bit where it's called a draw bore, where you're just slightly off the center of your mark, and it pulls. When you drive this dowel in, it goes all the way through to the other side. So it's really, you don't need any glue, but you could totally do this joint with construction adhesive, or on something like this, I would use this 3 times stronger. And that's what we did in timber framing a lot. And I'm telling you, you can't get this stuff apart. It's solid like concrete. But hey, sometimes I like building things where I may have to take it apart or something, you know, and modify something. And when you put this, you're done. It's one and done. You know, if I made one of these too long by accident or too short, and I already glued it up, you know, there you are. You're going to tear it all to pieces trying to get that out of there. But if you want it to last forever, that's good stuff. And
But now the joinery, like that dovetail, that and the through joint are probably about similar in strength as far as the hole goes. But if you just glued it, then it probably wouldn't be as strong. Is that correct, but adding the glue to it just adds another dimension?
I mean, you could add glue to this plus that, you know, or you could just do glue. I'm sure it would do fine. But like I said, I like to build things where if I have to take it apart, I could take it apart. You know, if you do a lot of build-ins and houses, that's going in a particular spot, and that's where it's going to be. So, but this, you know, you may want to put this in a little car and carry it somewhere, you know, and you build it. And I've done it before. You build something way too big for the vehicle you have to put it in. So there you are with that conundrum.
Here we go. It's recording. I'll jump on here too. All right.
A little captain for you.
Cool, man. I think that does it, because that explains all the joinery and everything.